Hello and welcome to Bothy Threads, the home of happy stitching.
In this video, we're going to look at the things you need to think about before you start stitching.
It's a really good idea to wash your hands before you start. It's so easy to get a piece grubby. You can wash it afterwards, but save yourself the trouble.
You will also need a pair of small, sharp and pointy scissors.
Good lighting conditions are really important to avoid straining your eyes. A lamp of some sort is good. This one is particularly good because it has a daylight bulb and also an inbuilt magnifier. This is fabulous for working those detailed areas. All the pieces of fabric in a Bothy Thread kit are carefully cut along the Ada blocks to minimise fraying. Some people still like to bind the edges of their fabric anyway, and here are some different techniques.
If your piece of fabric has a selvage to it, as shown by this orange line along the bottom, then you don't need to do anything.
You could oversew the edges of the fabric, and if you have a machine with an overlocking function, you can use that.
Particularly on a canvas, you might like to bind the edge with masking tape, as this can be quite rough and could cause threads to snag.
Some people are happy to work with the fabric held loosely in their hands, whereas others prefer to create tension in some way. They can do this using a frame.
There are several different types of frame available on the market. For example, here we have the bar frame, the clip frame.
This is a roller or scroll frame, and these are hoops. They all come in a variety of sizes.
For example, with the bar frame, simply buy 2 pairs of bars of an appropriate length for your project, slot together on the corner and secure on the front using silk pins. This plastic clip frame works in a similar fashion.
To attach your fabric to this roller frame, it's a slightly different technique. With this type of frame, there are fabric tapes along the top and the bottom rollers, and the Ada has to be attached to these. Just use a normal sewing cotton to make large stitches from the centre out to each side.
Once complete, simply roll to the area you want to work on, and once the Ada is taut, secure on the back with these wing nuts.
This Ada has been correctly attached to the frame in that as you stitch, then the work will go up inside here and be protected. If it was attached the wrong way round, there is a danger of any work coming over the top here and getting rubbed and damaged. With the hoop frames, choose an appropriate size hoop for your project. You can move the Ada within the hoop as you're stitching, however.
The hoops come in 2 parts. To use, simply place your design on top of the inner hoop, pop the outer hoop on top and secure with the screw at the top.
As with all these frames, it's really important to release the tension on the Ada when you're not stitching your project. You might like to use some sort of stand to support your work. This is a Lowry floor stand and it has a wide base, the idea being that you put your chair leg on there to give that extra bit of stability. There's a clamp here for holding your hoop or your frame and various ways of adjusting the angle and the height for your comfort. You can also get extra features. This is designed to hold your stitch diagram, your needles, your scissors, and you can get them with an inbuilt light.
So, before you start stitching, remember to have
Clean hands,
a pair of sharp scissors
a good light,
and consider using a frame.
happy stitching! If you have any questions, please get in touch. You can give us a ring or send us an email. We also have a very friendly Facebook group where you can share your stitching stories.